I'm building a party from balsam and ash. I'm building a party with no god attached. I'm building a body from blueprints in braille. I'm building a body where our design has failed.
Oh, it's a bumblebee.
What do you want me to do?
Pull off when you can.
Where is it?
It's in the door handle thing. I'm just gonna put my phone on top of it for now.
Okay, you can walk away now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They'll do it without hurting him. He's nowhere near.
Good.
It might be a death sentence for him anyway, but
Well,
I can't. I'm not going to drive 45 minutes back home to think that that's where he came in. And let him
no,
loose there.
nope, not at all. Not at all. Thank
Could
you.
have come in the window some point.
We had to run to Nashville today to pick up a transmission for the Ford van. I don't know if you can hear the cicada.
They went as fast as they could go. They were working hard.
Yeah.
There's a damsel in this dress, she's too far gone to save at a time, man. It don't get better, baby. You can't talk me down from this decline. You haven't got a chance.
I'm thinking the lifting's going to be a bigger problem.
I think he's at it now. Do you need a hand? That definitely went in easier than I thought it would.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be like here, we're going to have to lift it
Yeah.
a handful of feet.
Yep. No, he made it. That was perfect. That was perfect. I was glad I did not have to help. You need help with the straps?
Yeah. Oh, just around the corner would be a different story. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
The plywood's not going anywhere, and it's
No.
got plywood on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm underneath both of there, so I'm underneath an inch and a half of plywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere.
Friendly.
The strap on the other side? Or
Yeah.
100% you want to get the hand.
You can hear that, right? You can hear that, right? That's so fucking loud. Oh!
It's been a few weeks. I don't know when the last time I had you in here, but it definitely looks a little different. I've done a lot of cleaning, a lot of tool organizing. In fact, my tools are more organized now than they've been since we moved onto the bus. Pliers, screwdrivers, wrenches, junk drawer. Sockets, I got them all pretty much organized. My ½ inch I'm probably missing the most. This drawer comes open on its own. I threw all my ratchets and extensions and stuff in there. Way more wrenches I can fit in my wrench drawer. Got no spot for hammers. That set's missing 2 sockets, otherwise it's going to be complete. But my tools are about as neat as they've been. Definitely neater than they've been since we moved on the bus. More together than we moved on the bus. And that's good, because I'm going to need them today. Definitely going to need them today. I got a big project, and I'm going to take you along. Kind of excited, and I'm kind of nervous on this one. I don't know why I'm nervous. Well, I know I'm nervous. I haven't put a transmission in on gravel in a decade, but I have experience. I worked rally for a year, just over a year, I guess, but I did it long enough to know that, I don't know, I probably replaced 8 or 9 transmissions on gravel, so what's an extra one? Ooh, I need the keys. I can't show you the transmission I got. Came out of an RV with 50,000 miles on it. C6. Needed to come out of something with a big block. Being a manual, being a van, forget all the oil. I know my intake leaks. I'll deal with that, but the van makes it so all these bell housing bolts are a lot easier to get to than a pickup truck. And I got a power window, the gear for the power window motor ordered. That's supposed to come in the mail today. That's why that door over there is apart. I got a piece of plywood I'm going to lay on. It's not going to be that bad. This actually should go pretty well. I got new U-joints for the van. I bought them just before the transmission failed, and because it was clunky. But yeah, might as well do them when the transmission or the drive shaft's out for the transmission. Definitely going to do it then. What else do I need? Oh yeah, my pan filter and gasket should be at O'Reilly's now. It was supposed to be there a couple hours ago, so I should go pick that up. I ordered it yesterday, and let's get to work. Look at that beauty. It hasn't been a minute since I walked inside. I walked inside, set the camera down, went to go grab the car keys, and I heard the mailman leaving our mailbox. Well, probably mail woman. We have a mail woman most days, but either way, our mail person just left, and let's see if my parts are in there. Then I'll go to Riley's and get the rest of my parts, and then I'll actually get to work. No go. That sucks. Let's see what happens. I don't need to fix the window today anyway. Hopefully we get them tomorrow. I should get to O'Reilly's now.
Oh yeah, you gotta go to O'Reilly's, don't you?
Yeah, nothing in the mailbox. Look at that beauty back there. 50,000 miles out of a RV. Should do me well. It was from an 89, our van's an 88. That's the same thing.
I was born for leaving. I was made to break your heart. I'd be lying if I didn't say
3 minutes and 28 seconds ago I started that recording. It's kind of nice to be that close to town yet still be out of town. Here's a closer look at the transmission. It's a pretty clean transmission. It looks like the shift arm is bent a little bit. I don't know if I'll have to pull that off of my transmission or if that can be bent back, but yeah, I'm pretty happy. That looks like a pretty nice it cost me a pretty penny compared to what I wanted, but unfortunately the big block and the small block have a different bell housing, and it was a lot harder to find a big block bell housing. Oh, cool, UPS just showed up. They have my part, not the post office. There's the gear I need. More parts than I thought would come in there. 2 gears, cool. All kinds of things to rebuild that regulator. Let's get the transmission done first. And I got something to show you in the container. I was on my way back there when UPS showed up, and I kind of got to do that before I take this tranny out. I was a transmission tech at a Chevrolet dealer. I worked there for 15 years. I was a transmission tech for 14 of them. This is nothing new to me, except that it's on a Ford. But I got something here. I got a brand new floor jack so I can get the transmission out of the vehicle, because I ain't gonna bench press the thing myself. And my dad was nice enough to give me this jack last time I was in Minnesota. We didn't even know we needed it for this. He just knew that he didn't need the jack, and yeah, so now it's mine, and now I get to use it. Thanks, Dad. Well, assemble it. I just got to put the handle on it. This is easy. I don't know why I thought it might be harder than that. This bolt will hold the handle on. What holds the handle? Oh, there's a bolt in there to hold the handle together. That's bigger than 9/16. Let's try 11. Aha! Here we go. Ooh, that goes up fast. Cool beans. We got a brand new rubber pad for that transmission that I'm gonna have to. That's awesome. This is something never lasts. I'll have to make sure I just jack up vehicles using this metal part and not this. I might still want to use a board or something for this transmission. Something a little larger. Can I bolt something to this? Yeah, maybe I'll bolt something to this. We'll see how it goes. It's not going to be as nice as having a tranny jack, but it's way better than trying to bench press it. I know Nancy doesn't want to be underneath there lifting half of it with me, so. Working rally, well, it was a manual transmission, so it was lighter. And then, yeah, we just yanked it in and out by hand, but automatics are a little bit harder to do than manuals when it comes to that. You don't have that nice input shaft sliding into the clutch, and yeah, when that's all lined up, it kind of just helps everything line and then stay. With an automatic, you got to get it up there, then you got to get bolts in it to hold it, and yeah, that makes it a lot harder. Plus the Subaru had 2 studs, so it was 2 studs that you slid over with that. Between the 2 studs and the input shaft, it was there. You didn't have to hold it. Whatever. This isn't a Subaru, this is a Ford, and this jack's gonna work awesome. Thanks again, Dad. Grab the table to bring out here to set some tools on. I think most of this is gonna be standard, but I'm probably gonna run into a few metric bolts along the way, but I should probably start by disconnecting the battery and then get underneath it and start pulling everything else. Ooh, that's a tight. Got the dipstick pulled up. I got the battery cable disconnected. I think that's all I do underneath the hood. I got some work to do inside here, but I'll probably go underneath first because I'm going to want to leave a couple of these. Yeah, maybe I can do these top bolts and then I'll know what the rest of the bolts are, not have to look underneath. I already unplugged the speed sensor and the neutral safety switch. I don't know where this went. Ooh, don't pull the dipstick tube out till you drain the fluid, Andy. Suppose that can be gone. Yeah, that should probably be gone from below. Stay there. Trying cooler lines might be better from up here, but I don't want them dripping on me yet, so I'll wait till the end for them. Those 2 bolts will be the last 2 I take out. That one and that one will be the 2 I leave in till the end. The middle one on each side, and yeah, now I get to lay on the gravel. I gotta grab a piece of plywood and make this a little better. Now comes the fun. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see. I don't know how much I'm going to move you around down there. I got a Joe Rogan to listen to. I listened to last night all about quantum physics and was it quantum physics and simulation theory. My monkey brain needs to listen to quantum physics more than once to even partially grasp it, and it's enjoyable. I really enjoy it, but I don't grasp it as easy as I could. So it's almost like magic. Stop. Let the kitty distract me here. Silver. How are you? Huh? How are you? I don't know how much rain we got last night, but we got a ton. I covered that up just before it rained because I didn't want to lay on a wet board. Yeah, judging by that bin, we got about half an inch of rain last night, so into this morning, I guess. It was still raining this morning, but now this afternoon, everything's dried up. I don't have to lay in puddles. I don't mind starting late, so it was a good excuse. I don't want to be the guy that pulls the drive shaft off and then has to scoot out from underneath the vehicle as it starts rolling. I don't think I've ever done that. No, I'm pretty sure I've never done that. Maybe on an alignment rack when I was laying underneath it, but they're always so flat they don't really roll, so yeah, I would never block a tire on an alignment rack, and I could pull a drive shaft, but even then you usually got to spin the drive shaft so you jack up the rear axle, and then it's not rolling anywhere, so whatever.
Think about how long would it take us to build something like the Matrix, something that's so immersive that you would forget, right, that you were inside of you. This is dumb. I got better tools than that. It's a simulation point, which is a kind of technological singularity. But then I started to research things like
if I ever leave this world alive, well, thank you for the things you did in my life. If I ever leave this world alive, I'll come back down and sit.
Now I just have to just pull it out the front, but I bet it starts draining fluid when I pull it out the front, so I should go get my drain pan, and then I should pull the pan off and get this fluid out of this transmission.
in a different run. And this idea, after I wrote my first book on this simulation process, this idea wouldn't leave me that, well, if you can run one simulation, you can certainly run it multiple times. But that's what we would do, right? If we were running a simulation, we would run it multiple times, and we would do whatever, right? Pandemic, anything, name it. We would change the variables and we would go forward. So when I interviewed Tessa, his son's wife, she said that he came to believe this was really happening. Right? That
I was hoping I could do this on jack, but that's really stupid. I can't roll over underneath it. My shoulders are too wide. I'm going to bring me up a little bit. Wow, this jack is cool. It takes like 3 pumps to go all the way up when it's not load on it, but once you put a load on it, somehow it re-gears itself and it goes up like a normal jack, just a little bit each pump, so it pumps easy. I like it. Might have said this a couple times before, but thanks, Dad. I'm soaking wet just from setting up those jacks. I kept putting boards, and then the vehicle would move a little because the jack didn't want to roll on the board, and then it ended up where I couldn't put the jack stand because the board the jack was on was in the way, and I don't know why it took me like 5 shots to get it, but it's up now. When I lowered it down, I kind of cheated. I set the tires on some boards because I didn't want to. Kept jacking all the way up and back down. I'm like, forget this. I'm just going to grab 2 boards so I only have to jack it up halfway, and now I got those boards pinched underneath a little bit. I can kind of wiggle them, but you know what? That's probably safe, almost like a second safety. So I'm just going to leave the boards in underneath the tires, even though they're really not supporting it. The jack stands are supporting it, and I I always leave the jack underneath too when I do it because I just feel safe. There's no weight on the jack. You can wiggle the jack, but if it falls an eighth of an inch, it's on the jack. So, but I should be good to go now. Let's get this pan dropped so it'll leak some fluid out. And while it's leaking fluid out, I'm going in for a coffee because I'm ready for a coffee break.
Evidence that these things actually, you know, happen, or that these things exist. Like, but there were thousands of witnesses that saw this thing.
Why is that bolt different?
Some of the artifacts, some of the physical evidence, and then eventually, the simulation could be so good.
How many different kinds of
like the matrix is pretty convincing.
bolts can you put on the same pan? There's at least 3.
It could be so good that you can't necessarily.
Someone's been in here before.
But at the same time, you can design experiments which might indicate to you that there's something going on like this video game rendering. And there are folks out there, you know, trying to run experiments to try to show this is real what's happening. Like a video game, it's so real. And the effect that consciousness has on this world. So consciousness is the thing that
I'll let that drain for a while, and then I'll come back and pull the rest of the pan off. Automatic transmissions aren't the cheapest thing to design and build. You think they'd put drain plugs in them, but no one put drain plugs in them back in the day. Now a lot of them have drain plugs, but back in the day they just thought, oh, just make a mess. Nobody cares. I've got a cup of coffee in me now, and it's down to a dribble, so time to lower the pan and get the rest out. I'm used to having a big square pan to catch tranny fluid with. This is kind of a sucky pan to use, but it's what I own. And when I was at the auto parts store, they didn't have any. Well, they did have one pan that was larger, but it was a storage container and it was expensive, and it didn't even look like it was worth the money either. So yeah, this is what I'll be using. Wish me luck. This could be messy.
new version, playing video games, you basically are watching that. But maybe other people are playing just the server to keep track of. Maybe you play the video games, you know, send down information. And in fact, you can then turn around and do something very interesting. Like if you're a level 30 player, and I'm a level 2 player, our avatars could be standing right next to each other, and one could see the dragon, and one might not be able to see the dragon, because maybe they don't have that ability in the game at a high enough level. But the server logic is defined. So consciousness then becomes the player in that model of simulation theory. And I was thinking primarily of the Eastern mystics, like, you know, the Hindu and Buddhist traditions and the yogis. And they talk about the term Maya. And most people have probably heard that term in karma and all these different terms. But Maya means illusion. That's how it's translated from ancient Sanskrit word. And so these mystics are telling us that the world isn't really real. It's a kind of illusion.
That was nice and clean. Got to show you what looks inside of here, though. Right. It's got more sparkly than it should, but.
Exactly. And for the characters in the game, and for the NPCs that you're killing, those are all real.
That's not the pretty red fluid it's supposed to be.
Turns out in the Judeo-Christian Islamic traditions,
I knew that. That's why I have a new transmission to go in it. But yeah, it came off, didn't make too big of a mess. Wipe this off here and put it back, pour out what's in it, and I'll put it back on. And then it's time to pull the tranny out.
Understood.
That'll be the fun part. This is the non-fun part. Jacking it up was the non-fun part.
Their time, you know, like Fortnite or Roblox when they were younger, as avatars. If we use the
I guess technically 3 bolts are different than the rest. I don't think any were supposed to be. It's not like there's a bracket held on, but someone must have lost some or something along the way.
Because it was the 75th anniversary of autobiography.
This is a messier job than a lot of people are ready for.
HarperCollins India.
I could see we're in the middle of this job. You're losing bolts in your pan and whatnot, and in your drain pan, and you don't know where they went.
Some guy materializing a palace in the Himalayas out of nowhere.
I've taken hundreds of pans off. I've overhauled well more than 1,000 transmissions, so it's not a. And even with that, I've made some horrendous messes pulling pans off, especially when the pan sticks to the, and you have to pry it with the screwdriver to get the pan to come down. Sometimes they go from fully stuck, not dripping a drop, to the pan's on the floor of the shop all in a quarter of a second.
What he was saying is, it's like a movie where the actors,
information affect the way you feel about things on a day-to-day basis? Like, if you have these theories and you have this concept in your mind,
Yeah.
how does that work, shoot, with that?
Well, so the way that I like to
And it's so strong, you can't. The YouTube version here,
do the shut off, everybody's gone. But in the RPG version, it's a little bit different, right? So when you play a game, you know, when I was a kid, we used to the whole series. We have set up this world as a.
Got my Speedo drive, and it looks like I should push this in, and those squeeze apart, and then I can pull the cable out. But it's not working, man. I don't know. Doesn't seem like I can pull the clip out either.
Illusion, but it means like an
I
enjoyable.
probably could, but I might destroy it.
Enjoyable in quotes because.
Maybe I should go look at the transmission in the back of the van and see what it looks like on there.
Tough roll. Maybe what you enjoy, but that's not fun.
Maybe it has a clip on it, and it doesn't matter if I wreck this clip.
You can view the world.
I'll be right back.
Series of